Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to make meatballs and grits. No, no particular reason why I'm making meatballs and grits. I just thought, let's make some meatballs. What am I going to put with the meatballs? I really like cheesy grits. This has no allegiance to any geographic region other than my brain. So here we go. First into the food processor, I have an onion and some garlic. We'll just pulse that. To that, I'm going to add a big bowl of mushrooms. And we'll do the same thing. Okay, we're going to take this mixture and put it into a big bowl. The mushrooms are going to bring flavor. They're also going to keep the meatballs pretty moist. The onion and garlic, obviously, bringing flavor. To this, we're going to add panko. You could use regular breadcrumbs if you want. I'm going to use a spice mix. So Julie and I have a whole bunch of different spice mixes that we make up and we use for cooking. If you're buying a spice mix at the grocery store, go right ahead. Use the one that you like. I mean, you can make this, you can shift this flavor wherever you want it to be by changing the spice mix. So use what you want, but I will put what I used, or the components of what I used, down below. Next in, 1 egg. Some ground pork. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know I don't really care what kind of ground meat you use in this. It could be pork, could be beef, could be chicken, could be turkey. Use the one that you like. Next in, some hard cheese, ground fine. I'm using a Spanish hard cheese, Manchego, because I think it was going to be really good in this. My spice mixture is going to match the cheese. But of course, you know, you could take this in different directions with different types of cheese. Really make it your own. But what you want is a nice, sharp, flavorful, hard cheese. And now it's just down to mixing it. So, best thing for that is your hand. Okay, I'm going to put a lid on this and I'm going to stick it in the fridge for about an hour because I'm going to have this for dinner tonight. If you put a lid on this and you stuck it in your fridge and forgot about it until tomorrow night's dinner, you'd be on to something. Got all the stuff out to make the grits. And I've got an ice cream scoop to make the meatballs. I am going to use a number 16 size scoop to try and get them even. Even-ish. I never get them fully round, and I don't really care all that much if they're fully round. It just doesn't bother me if they look kind of natural and freeform. I'm going to cook these in the oven. I do prefer them fried in a pan. I will tell you that. But there are days when I've got lots of stuff going on, and the time and bother it saves me by sticking them in the oven is kind of worth it. So today we're going to do them in the oven. A lot of you have air fryers. Have you ever done it in an air fryer? And how did that work out for you? Let me know down below. I might even turn on the fan in my fan oven. There are very few operations where I use the fan in that oven. And there you go, into the oven. The meatballs are cooking, so let's get down to making the grits. I'm going to make a cheesy grits. So I start out a cup of water. That was 2 cups of water. Now we need a couple cups of milk. Have I got enough? Have I got enough? Is the bag going to run out? Will we make it? Just. Okay. 2 cups of milk. And I want to bring that up to a boil. Some salt at the same time. Be careful with the salt. We're going to be adding cheese, and some cheese can be kind of salty. So depending on the cheeses that you're using, be careful with the salt at the beginning. Now I'm going to make hominy grits. I really like hominy grits, but you could use any type of ground corn that you like. Would be really good. So hominy grits are first, the corn is treated with lye, then it's dried, and then it's ground into grits. So stir the grits in the milk and water and cook according to the package directions. Okay, bed of cheesy grits. Now, if I'd really been thinking today, if I'd used my brain, I would have done the meatballs in one of the Le Creuset braisers that I have. And then I could have pulled it out, taken the meatballs off, and then made a nice pan sauce to put like a little bit of gravy over top. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that this morning. Okay, meatball on top. There we go. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, friends. Woo, that's all fancy. Look at that. Looks like it needs forks. Looks like I might need a knife, too, though.
Maybe a knife. Let's see.
Well, can't just shove that thing in my mouth.
No.
That's a decently sized meatball.
Cut. Okay, let's give this a go. See what happens.
All right, I'm going to start with the grits.
Are you? I'm
Yeah.
gonna cut up the meatball first.
Oh, that was probably wise because it's hot.
It's hot.
It's steamy.
Cheesy grits.
I like the texture of your grits
Yeah, can't beat cheesy grits.
because it's nice and it's a nice chunky texture, not like the blended.
Meatball's pretty moist, nice and soft. The mushrooms really keep them moist. Yeah.
Like what was so far I've had grits and meatball, and now it's meatball. It's going well.
I really did miss out on the pan sauce. If you make this at home, pan sauce. And play with the spicing. Use whatever spicing in the meatball you think would go really well. I mean, there's so many things that you could put in the grits
Yeah.
to match the meatball.
Okay, so clearly this is working out as we keep shoving it in our mouths.
It's working out. I'm happy with this.
There's a measure of how many scoops in any given.
Okay. Meatballs, cheesy grits, it's a winner. It's pretty easy. I mean, and you can make the meatball mixture up yesterday. You could even go so far as to make the meatball mixture up, form the meatballs before you go to work or the night before, and just cook them when you get home. Like that really takes the time out of this dish.
And I think just bite-sized vegetables
Yeah.
thrown in. You just put it all together. Peas, corn, bite-sized pieces of carrot, whatever.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.